fuck am I watching right now?
So
That's enough Rick Moranis talk.
it's enough Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis. We're jumping right into it.
It just shows our age. We
Yeah.
like Rick Moranis that much still. Even though he doesn't do anything anymore, it's just our generation is like, we miss him. Please come back. You were Dark Helmet.
Dark
You were the
Helmet.
true villain of our
Spaceballs.
childhood. Dates us right there.
Wow.
I'm surrounded by assholes. How many assholes are on this ship?
Classic good old clean comedy, you know?
Oh yeah, Mel Brooks' comedy was
shit.
nothing but clean.
Yeah.
Back in those days when you could literally say anything.
Anything you want. There's so many old comedies that have not aged well, huh?
Oh no.
Not
I remember
aged
watching, what was it? Airplane. I watched Airplane in middle school in band class, and that shows titties. Full screen titties. Just
Wow. In middle school?
middle school.
It's North Carolina education for you, boy.
PG rating meant nothing in the 70s. PG was like, hey, your parents got them.
Yeah, that's true.
That was all that.
true.
Parents got them, you can see them.
But now now I feel like everything is like PG. It's absolutely kids, or it's like mature, TV mature. Like
Pretty much,
there's very
yeah.
little PG-13 shit going on anymore.
Yeah, PG-13 is like exclusively reserved for like
What's
Marvel
the point?
movies.
I mean, most 13-year-olds already got a phone anyways. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
they
they-
already see in the rated R whether you are letting them or not. You know, if they got that phone. So
Yeah, that Reddit app on the phone, they've seen some shit. That's
yeah, for real.
kids have seen some shit.
Reddit is like one of the most famous apps that I feel like borders on dark web shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because you can find anything on there. There's a subreddit for anything you can possibly think of.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a great social media source. It's
It
also
is.
a terrifying place.
Is
to
there a
look.
subreddit for like staying on topic? Because this is not just a banter, Andy. We gotta talk about some interesting shit.
You know what? Some of my topics come from Reddit. Okay, it's a great source.
Some?
It's a great tool for us to find these
Right.
great news sources, these
Okay.
great news topics.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into it. We're on the free platform, guys. We're gonna get
That's
you guys.
true. We're on
Got our
YouTube.
video going. You guys get to see us and see
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
we don't pay attention when we're actually doing this.
I pay attention. You know.
I have not even opened my laptop really fully yet. But no, I have. Our first story, we were going to cover this last week, and we left it out because it's a 2-week-old story now. But it was something that we both just could not get enough of.
Yeah.
A South Carolina man, so it's right down the road from us, dies of a heart attack while burying the body of a woman that he had murdered.
Yep. That's what he gets.
Yeah, it's literally like an old like comedy movie of just being like, oh, I got what you, and just falling over while
That'd be
burying
great
the
if he
body.
just fell in there as well.
Yeah, just fell in the body, like just fell in the
hole.
grave.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, he must have just been digging for two. He must have been on a budget.
Yeah.
This is a Canadian serial killer now, but no.
Okay.
In South Carolina, a man has died of a heart attack while attempting to bury the body of a recent murder victim.
Wow.
Officers of Edgeville County Sheriff's Department arrived at the home in Trenton on Saturday and receiving reports of an unresponsive man out in his yard. Sheriff Jody Rowland and County Coroner David Burnett said in a joint statement they found 60-year-old Joseph Anthony McKinnon dead in his yard, but when investigating McKinnon's death and notifying next of kin, authorities found the body of 65-year-old Patricia Ruth Dent in a freshly
God.
dug grave in the same yard. So, yeah, he was an older man, not too old, but apparently he still had some health issues.
So wait, this woman wasn't related to him?
No, this wasn't a wife
I thought it
of
was
him.
his wife.
No, this was just a female acquaintance of his.
Okay.
So authorities suspected McKinnon died of natural causes, and that Dent's death was pretty much clearly due to foul play. But they said that Dent was found to be confirmed death by strangulation.
Oh,
The evidence gathered at the scene, along with statements from witnesses, aided to build a timeline. And they say that Mr. McKinnon attacked Miss Dent while inside their home or inside his home. And then was in the process of trying to dispose of the body that he had already bound and wrapped her in trash bags, and had already dug a pit for her, and I guess had already put a little bit of dirt on the pit possibly, and then had a cardiac event where he just fell over right there while he was burying the body. So there was no pretty clear cut case, no other suspects, no other motives. It was just, well, I guess he killed her, and then
He
time
had
killed
enough-
him.
But
I
how
guess.
many people did he kill? Is this like a I mean, but she did have some connection to him? Or
Yes, I guess they knew each other, so she was already inside his
I didn't know
home.
if this was another, what's his name, Todd Coleheb from South
Yeah, I don't know.
Carolina.
They haven't gotten all the information out. They haven't really done a full investigation of this man and what other ties he may have to anything else.
Right.
But they do know that like this man did kill her and was already. This seemed like a pretty. It seemed kind of premeditated. Like I said, she was bound. She was already wrapped up in trash bags. But he was also trying to dispose of the body on his property, which this wasn't like Todd Copel's property where it was just a massive, acres and acres.
Right.
This wasn't like a neighborhood. So he was.
Isn't that insane, dude?
Yeah. So he was out in his backyard trying to dig this hole, probably in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
And then just the neighbors woke up and saw, what's he doing out there? He's taking a dirt nap. That's a cozy look. Well, there's flies around him.
Yeah, he hasn't moved in a while.
There's a lot of flies over there. Why's that dog chewing on his leg?
Well, I'm sure while they were out on the front porch drinking coffee, and they were like, he's still taking that dirt nap. They're like, well, maybe we got to call somebody.
Maybe.
Hey, what was his name again?
Yeah, give him we'll give him 10 more minutes, and then I'll maybe think about it. He always kept his yard a little ragged, and this might give him a little. Incentive to maybe clean that up. Yeah, he's still not moving. All right, somebody call the police.
He's
Okay, Joseph Anthony McKinnon. So yeah, good old 60-year-old neighbor Joe. Mm-hmm. He's out there just. He does this every once in a while. I think he'll give him a couple more minutes.
Give him a couple more minutes.
Oh yeah, because that kid's poking him with a stick now. Let's call somebody. Some Stand By Me kid. Just you guys want to see a dead body? Right. He's poking. I got two actually.
A vulture just landed on his back porch. Let's go ahead and call.
Yeah, there's some birds circling. But yeah,
no doubt.
2 bodies for the price of 1, guys. You found the murderer and you found the victim at the same time. There was, I don't want to say caught red-handed because this is more or less caught dead-handed.
Right.
Dead with the shovel in hand. Just damn. Couldn't get it dug, man. Couldn't get it buried. So you got to leave your legacy as killer and out of shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Very out of shape killer.
You listen, being a serial killer is hard work, man.
Yeah, you got to keep up that cardio.
I've found, yeah.
That's why Gacy
it's a lot of driving. It's a lot of cardio.
That's why Gacy was so overweight. He didn't go anywhere. He's like, no, you guys come to me. Just put this rope around your own neck.
Right. That's why Ed Kemper gave himself in, and he was just like, I just can't do this anymore. My body can't do it.
His knees can't do this anymore.
I mean, look at this huge frame. I just can't.
I can't keep doing this. These little cars I got to keep getting in are just killing these knees. Yeah, I want to be inconspicuous, and they always see the big white vans. So.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
These little Hondas are torture on my knees.
Thinking about getting a wheelchair lift, actually.
Ed Kemper in a handicap van. Just hold on.
Hold on.
But, yeah. We're going to move on to our next story, guys, and
right.
I guess keep getting sidetracked by other serial killers who could have used this.
Yeah, right.
Who could have used a death right there when they were digging a fucking grave.
Yeah, that'd have been great.
But we're going to talk about a bank, guys. We don't talk about financial crimes on this show, but this was a financial crime.
Boring, typically.
This financial crime, not very boring.
Okay.
Because a bank has been hacked by a little hacker group.
Oh, a little hacker group.
Bank of Zambia.
I feel like you have no respect for these hackers,
I
man.
do not already. They tried to hack the Bank of Zambia. And the bank has refused to pay the ransom that they have been handed.
Good.
But instead sent the hackers repeated dick pics. And if
now
you can't say that's
kind of funny.
That's a better response. There's always we don't negotiate with terrorists or we don't do this. No, it's like, you guys are such bad hackers that we're just going to keep sending you dick pics instead. You guys are just going to be annoyed by us.
Yeah.
Because it's something that
the
most
bank
people
going to get their money, man.
Yeah,
they're insured. They don't care.
As Bleeping Computer reports, Zambia's central bank fell foul of ransomware attack orchestrated by the Hive ransomware gang. That's a fucking
Hive.
Teen Titans villain gang. So guys, if you guys you can't even come up with your own name, you fucking hacked the Teen Titans villain, the Hive.
Yeah, that kind of dates them, huh?
Yeah, good job, guys.
They're probably like some older Gen Zers.
Yeah,
maybe some young millennials.
Yeah, some very young millennials.
Yeah.
But the Bank of Zambia reassured its customers and partners that it had recovered from the attack very well. And we have the actual press statement that they sent out. They experienced a partial disruption of information technologies on Monday, May 9th. But the disruption was affected some systems of the bank, such as the Bureau de Change monitoring system. But it emanated from a suspected cybersecurity incident. We wish to advise these systems have been fully restored. We urge all stakeholders, particularly those in the financial sector, to be as vigilant about the incident as possible.
Right, of course.
But yeah, apparently these hackers were so bad, they tried to take all the information and then block the bank out of it, like a lot of hackers will do.
Right.
But they basically just copied it all, and they didn't take anything. So the bank was bank looked at the data and were like, "We still have all of it. You guys didn't take any. Like you
just copied it.
You just like took a picture of it,
right? Maybe they didn't even do that. Maybe they just said they did. Yeah. I mean, at this point,
here was the bank's perfect response to the hackers, and this is quote from the email they sent back.
Okay.
Suck this dick and stop locking bank networks thinking that you'll monetize something. Learn to monetize. And it was accompanied with a wonderful dick pic right back to the hackers.
Right. Honestly, if you can hack banks, like, I mean, there's probably no more crooked organization to steal money from. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm just saying if you can do that, there's probably other subtle things that you can do to make money way easier.
Yeah,
right?
and I guess trying to go after like I said, the Bank of Zambia, like a different nation, a farther like a foreign nation's bank.
Yeah.
But even these hackers weren't. This bank was still able to look at them and be like, "You guys can't even fuck with us." Like, really? We're a small bank in Zambia. And knowing that we had protected our core systems, it really wasn't necessary for us to even engage in a ransom conversation. So we pretty much told them where to get off. Yeah, Bank of Zambia's technical director Greg Nosfu. Yeah, Greg Nosfu. It's a good way. That's a good customer service.
He's no around, is he?
That's great customer care right there. You always get those customer representatives.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take your money. You're gonna pay me this much. How about you suck these nuts, motherfucker? Pass. Just send a dick pic right back. Suck this dick and stop locking bank networks.
Check the database. It's still there. Oh.
Check.
Fuck this guy.
We know where you are. This dick,
right?
Fuck you. They got to fuck around and find out.
Yep. And now they have some type of web address connecting if any of the info does get leaked.
Yeah.
Right? So that bank has some type of security breach in the future where they're actually using that information that they stole from that bank.
They know exactly who did it.
They know exactly. They can, they can find it.
It's funny to me that like they didn't report the hackers. Like there's no report. There's no police thing going so far right snitching now. But like this bank was just like, fuck off. Like,
yeah.
Don't fuck with us. I love the fact that was their only punishment was just, we could report you to the police. Instead, how about this dick? You take a look at this big old cock and you think about what you did.
You think about that.
You think about what you did.
That's all you're getting.
Next time. Next time it's going to be IRL. But for our next story, we're gonna do a Florida story.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna start with a different Florida story because it's not about a Florida man or a Florida woman. We do have a Florida woman. Oh. She's there.
Do we got an Alabama woman yet?
I'm gonna find you an Alabama woman. Michael's got.
I think we need to do at least 5 Alabama woman cases before I write a song about it. At least 5.
We will. Listen. Okay. We gave you your banjo moment.
Yeah.
We finally got Michael's banjo. His banjo fix was established. Was satisfied.
Oh, you're talking about the recent Sandu stories?
In Sandu's story, you better stop asking about banjos now. I wrote you a whole goddamn banjo piece.
You basically you substituted the word banjo for guitar.
Hey, well, you got to use your banjo music.
That's true.
And it worked out wonderfully. Check that out, guys. If you haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
But for our next story, we'll talk more about that later on. But right now, we're going to talk about some fish on drugs. Mm-hmm. Because, who doesn't like to be on drugs?
Yeah, and that's in Florida. That makes sense.
Yeah, these fish on drugs are in South Florida.
Because there's so much drugs in the water.
Where else would these drugs be? In the Florida waters.
That's where they come in.
Yeah, that's where the drugs come in. That's where we get the drugs.
Like, do you even watch Narcos? Right?
But a new study out of South Florida has found that fish in their waters have been on drugs. Dozens of pharmaceuticals have been discovered in fish's blood and tissue, from Valium, blood pressure medicine, to antidepressants, and all sorts of other drugs found in this study. The numbers are so alarming that scientists say our fisheries could disappear. So this is actually a pretty big deal, and it's not from somebody dumping drugs into the water or lots of shipments or anything somewhat of illegal like that. This actually comes from us. This comes from normal people, and it's a side effect of this that people weren't really expecting. Because there are so many prescription drugs in people. There's a high quality or quantity of just drugs.
People got them in their pockets when they go to the beach.
They got them in their pockets, but they have them in their system. That's one of the big things is so many people are on many standard daily medications.
And they're pissing right there in the ocean.
Not just the ocean, just the sewage that goes into people's waste that goes into the ocean sometimes. Yeah. that those fecal matters, those things are going into the ocean, and fish are eating those and becoming like ingesting these little small
becoming
traces.
like 50% plastic.
They're ingesting these small traces of pharmaceuticals and different prescription drugs. And now it's saying they found pharmaceuticals everywhere. There was no place a fish couldn't be unexposed to these pharmaceuticals in their environment.
Yeah,
And
same for us.
Yeah, pretty much. And they were studying bonefish and tarpon trust. The Florida International University and the Bonefish and Tarpon Trust. But they did study, the research team tested the blood of 93 bonefish in South Florida, and they found pharmaceutical drugs in every single one. So this wasn't like there's a small portion.
Everyone, 100% of fish
100% of the bonefish tested were all of them. The average number of drugs reported in just one was 7. That's 7 different pharmaceutical grade or drugs in these fish's blood systems, in their meat, in their tissue, and some of them had up to 16 different prescriptions in their system. So, and we talked about it's like Valium and antidepressants and different things like that. So,
and the same ratio applies to like EDC as well.
Yeah. So the same. You got me. Whatever.
But it's coming up in Las Vegas. We were talking about that earlier.
Right. Where's our tickets, Michael?
We don't have any.
As Lauren sends us a Snapchat, just
oh my god! Bro.
I use the business account, dude.
You son of a bitch!
It's great content.
Yeah.
But what we don't eat bonefish, but what they eat,
not typically.
Other fish are eating too, and some of the drugs are altering their behavior. So yes, we don't normally eat bonefish. It's not a normal fish people have a.
No, I don't have a steady diet of bonefish. No,
but it could be making fish more bold. They'll take risks. They can get eaten more frequently.
More compulsive.
Yeah, they can just wander out. They can attack more frequently. Like fish can become more aggressive because they have no inhibitions. They're not depressed anymore. They're pretty happy fish. They're pretty aggressive. They have, like I said, Valium. They're chill as fuck, and they will just wander out. They'll become aggressive. They'll get caught more. So this is actually they're actually
and it probably
worried.
Affects different species different ways, and
absolutely, and they're starting to worry that this might actually be something that they could drastically affect the entire environment.
You think?
If these fish are starting to become so enamored or not enamored, but just so engulfed in these prescriptions, and they have just become it's so in their bloodstream that it could start killing them. It could start making them toxic. It could start actually affecting the population of them. They don't really know how all of these drugs are going to affect the fish population long term.
And then overall, people are still fishing out there.
Yeah, exactly. This is right off the coast of Florida.
Yeah, people are still eating these fish.
Yeah. So the scientists are going to have to start now researching how eating these different fish that have all these different prescriptions in their blood and their tissue may affect humans and may affect other animals and the other ecosystems that are down there. Because basic pollution, nutrient pollution, harmful algae blooms, E. coli pharmaceuticals getting into the water, how much more can nature take before it becomes a critical turning point where they're going to lose a very valuable ecosystem.
We're about to find out, man.
So that's Dr. James Sullivan from the Florida Atlantic University's Harbor Branch and Oceanography Institute. So this is actually a real issue. They weren't expecting this because, like I said, this wasn't somebody dumping these chemicals into the water. They weren't dumping medications. They weren't this wasn't shipments of cocaine washing up on shore. This is natural.
I mean, some of that's too.
That happens too. There's some really fucked up fish out there.
The Gulf of Florida
flying around. But
no, I mean, there's like cocaine spills and
absolutely,
shit, you know? Ships that get pulled over by the Coast Guard and have to abandon cargo and shit. You know that shit happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They dumped their cargo. But like I said, these guys, they weren't expecting this. This is natural from human consumption of our pharmaceuticals, where people have just become more and more accustomed to taking them. It is passing through our systems, into our wastewater, into the actual sewage system.
There's people that live off of it, man.
Which then can go into the oceans and affect the ecosystem. So they're now having to research how this will affect the ecosystem of the fish, of the coral reefs, of everything around there, and then what's going to happen to the fish that we then eat that those fish are being affected by. So it's kind of a weird little conundrum that they weren't really expecting. It's like, okay, how do we handle?
I don't know how you don't expect it with that, but
I guess they weren't expecting to see this in fish so much. But they weren't expecting it to be in that environment, I guess. But you're sending waste that goes out of humans into the ocean. We are taking all those drugs. We're taking all those pharmaceuticals. It's going to be in our waste. It's going to be in our piss and our shit. It's going to go right to wherever you send that.
Right.
So anything that's going to get affected by that is going to be affected by those same drugs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we weren't expecting to test on fish, but now they're having to. But yeah, that's a little bit weird Florida story right there. Everybody's normally on drugs in Florida, but now the fish are too.
Damn it.
Now the fish are on drugs in Florida.
Now the fish are too, and then you eat the fish. It's like pretty soon we're going to have like psychedelic species of fish and like fish that like people eat and they get really depressed or
not really antidepressed.
Or really antidepressed, yeah.
Eat a fish, you just feel like you took a Xanax.
Yeah.
This might not be a bad idea, actually.
I love trout this time of year. There's like Adderall, I swear to God.
Oh, have you seen the sea bass this year? It's like ecstasy every year.
Every year.
You see in colors for days.
Right? I think I'm going to have a sea bass for breakfast.
On an all-fish diet this week.
Right.
Don't take the crabs. They're DMT.
You want to get some sea bass and go to EDC?
Yeah. All the crabs are just walking around. They got beats in them.
Right.
Yeah, Sebastian down there making it's like Little Mermaid. Yeah, the Little Mermaid concert's now an EDM concert. It's just
you could easily turn that EDM.
See.
There's so many DJs on social media doing that shit now. They take literally every song and turn it into.
Oh yeah, but now that fucking Ariel concert's gonna be a whole lot better. All those fish are just partying down there, just raving. Look at all these glow sticks we already had down here. Because there's a lot of plastic in the ocean.
Oh yeah.
I
got you.
But but our next story, we're gonna actually bring a Florida woman into it. Just
Okay,
good old Florida woman.
Still Florida.
And man, her mugshot looks just one of those classic.
She looks a little confused.
She looks like, how did this not work? Like,
Right.
how did you catch me? Why did you not
here?
believe it? But a Florida woman accused of crashing into multiple cars throws fake snakes at deputies to avoid traffic stop.
Dude, that seems like a sure way to get away from me. You know?
It depends on how
Fake
realistic that
snakes?
snake is. Like, if it's one of those little, it's all the way coiled up, it just stays coiled up, no.
Okay,
If
so
you
let
got
me
like
ask
a nice
you-
prop-looking snake, I may
Yeah,
back up.
listen, and it's all about the setup, right? She's sitting in her car still.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
she was
look, so-
arrested. She was
If you're in your car though, and you're going to use the fake snakes, right? You're sitting there. Oh yes, officer, let me get it. Oh my God, snakes!
oh my God, it's like pocket
You
sand.
have to leave immediately because
Yeah.
they're very quickly going to figure out that those are fake snakes, and she just didn't leave fast enough. Mm-hmm. That's the
That's what I'm
problem.
saying. She's like Dale from King of the Hills. Pocket sand.
Yeah, pockets.
Pocket snake.
It's just an illusion. It's
my
just
pocket snake.
It's just to buy you some time. That's all.
Yeah, this is my last ditch effort. I got pocket snake.
Pocket snake.
Is that a real snake? I was at one point. It's
Snakes in a can.
it's dead snake now, but it was real. But yeah, this woman, our lovely little Dawn LaShawn LaPrade. That rolls off the tongue. Dawn LaShawn
I bet
LaPrade.
she Cajun, bruh.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But in Martin County, Florida, a woman has been arrested after crashing into multiple vehicles and throwing a fake snake at deputies in an attempt to flee a traffic stop.
Nice.
54, she faces multiple charges with an additional charge possible, including 4 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer and fleeing and eluding. So yeah, she threw a fake snake at those cops and they were like, that's assault, motherfucker.
Wow.
That's an additional 5 to 10. Here you go.
Man.
But yeah, man, she threw a fake snake, and they have it. She fled deputies, reaching
Let me
speeds
see
up
that
to
picture
100.
of that fake snake, dude. Let me get a good look at this. Okay, that thing is coiled up, actually.
It's halfway coiled up. It's not like
it's
it's
like-
not one of those just perfectly circular, like you can hold it in the
No.
palm of your hand. It's like half coiled, half
So
out.
if you threw that on the ground and it landed the right way, it would actually look like it's about to strike you.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I could
The
see
way
how
it
this is.
sits.
Yeah, this is more like that prop snake. This is what I'm talking about. I may take a step back if you tossed this.
I would
fake
definitely
snake.
take more than a step back if you threw this shit at me.
Yeah, if this
because it's
thing-
coiled up like a snake would be flying through the air.
Yeah, and it's got its head kind of up, like it's
Yeah,
about to come
I've
at
never
you.
seen a toy snake in that like that before.
Exactly. I mean, it's a pretty realistic looking fake snake.
I'm gonna need to know the company that made this fake snake, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to prank my kids with this.
I want to get one of those.
I want to do an ultimate dad prank and give my
Can you
kids nightmares.
imagine? I mean,
Give my kids a phobia.
Imagine turning on the light in your living room and seeing this in the corner, bro.
Oh yeah, or
That's
just
an instant.
anywhere.
Leave that fucking room.
That's
You know,
instant. Yeah, get the shovel.
Yeah.
But she fled deputies, reaching speeds up to 100 miles an hour, hitting another patrol car and a civilian truck, injuring 3 people inside, before ending up on Warford Boulevard. While driving, she mentioned to the deputies that she had a gun and drove erratically, trying to cause them to crash. When deputies approached the suspect's vehicle, however, she threw a fake snake at them. So yeah, 4 people were then
Wow.
transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and she was taken into custody after that. LaPrade has been booked into jail and being held on a $90,000 bond. So yeah, she not only did she hit
Damn.
cars, she hit a cop car, she hit civilians, and then told them, "I have a gun, stay away." When they came close, she
Threw
called
a
her.
snake.
They called her bluff, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Well, I got a snake. Just threw a snake, hoping this officer's gonna have a phobia of snakes.
I mean,
hoping
he
this
does work in Florida.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this before. That officer probably just was like,
Yeah.
"What's next?
Snake. Like,
Gator."
I knocked those off my doorstep this morning. Like, what,
Yeah, I've
what
got
are we
2 in the
doing?
trunk in a cooler right
This is
now. We picked
Florida.
up at the station. So
This
what do you want me to
ideal
talk about?
Snake territory.
Yeah, you may have got me a little bit more if you threw a gator, but no, it's just a snake. All
Probably
right.
still not. You know.
Yeah, he may have been like, what size is that thing? A 10, 8? But no, just a snake. Yeah, cops
Yeah.
have seen bigger in Florida. They
Like
got
a
fucking
little
pythons and shit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you threw a small snake out there at him. He probably hesitated, but he was like, "What, the bitch?
Yeah. He's good.
That's 5 to 10. Get out."
Just tacking it on.
Yeah, you know what? That was rude. I'm getting you for that one. But you scared me a little bit. But for our next story, guys, we're going to talk about something we don't normally see. We talk about, accidents.
Don't we always talk about things you don't normally see? That's kind of the point.
Yeah, but this is something that's a little bit stranger because people have seen. We talked about this
stranger.
last lady. She was, probably under the influence, crashing her car. We see a lot of DUIs. We see a lot of people
Possibly.
who have had a little bit of
Possibly.
intoxication behind the wheel, but we haven't seen
how you phrase
somebody
that.
who has had intoxication behind the reins.
Behind the reins.
Behind the reins. An Amish buggy driver has been charged with OVI after a horse hits Ashtabula County Sheriff's deputy.
This is some real morning show type shit right here. Andy.
County
I'm proud of
deputy's
you.
cruiser. An Amish buggy driver is facing an operating a vehicle while intoxicated after the driver was so drunk that he lost control of his horse-drawn buggy and was operating on the wrong side of the road, and the buggy then hit a sheriff's county officer's car.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they were called out to a Hague Road to help Orwell police with a reckless operator with a horse-drawn buggy on the wrong side of the road. Deputies got in front of the buggy, but the driver, identified as an Ashtabula County Sheriff's Officer report Nathan Miller, did not
Nailed it.
stop. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm butchering this Amish county name.
Right.
But the deputy, "We got a drunk Amish guy passed out in the buggy." That's the quote from the body cam. That's such northern cop lingo right there. Yeah, we got an Amish guy passed out in the buggy out here. What do you want me to do about this? The deputy can be heard
shit,
saying on the
dude.
body cam, as the buggy passed, the deputy saw the driver was slumped over with a beer can nearby, and police pursued the buggy for a short time before it eventually stopped.
Wow.
Deputies tried to regain control of the horse, and it lunged forward and crashed the buggy into the cop's cruiser.
How old was this guy?
They don't actually say how old a 21-year-old Orwell.
I was
man.
about to say, I bet he's at that. He's
Rum
doing
Springer.
that. Yep.
Yeah, his rum spring when they get to do
Yeah.
their time away from the community.
Yep. I was about to say, if it's a young person, they're definitely in that
Yep.
little time.
21-year-old Orwell, man. So, 21. He just hit that moment. He was like, "Hey, I'm not driving.
Immediately,
The horse isn't drunk.
Is driving.
The horse isn't drunk. I'm drunk. The horse is fine. He only had like 3."
But he did run into something.
Yeah, eventually they did. They tried to block him, and the fucking buggy hit a cop car. So, yeah, it's like, I can see
you
the
mean
logic.
Did the horses back into it?
No, the cops, they tried to block him off because he was just the horse just kept going, and the cops tried to like block the buggy off, and then they scared the horse too mad that the horse lunged forward and made it run into a cop car.
Wow.
So yeah, he was no longer in control. He was passed out behind the reins. But that's what I'm saying. I can see the logic in this Amish young person's mind of being like, "I've heard you
Yeah.
can't drive while intoxicated, but I think the horses can just get me back home."
Yeah.
But yeah,
In
man,
theory,
he didn't know that's.
They may have.
They probably would have gotten him back home, but
Right?
the horses don't know traffic laws, and they were just going down whatever side of the road they wanted to go down.
You know,
And-
in that sense, I bet the Amish are like self-driving cars. They're just now getting that shit.
We've had self-driving for for generations.
Right.
I knew they'd catch up eventually.
Look, I got a couple Clydesdales. Get me back and forth to the bar with their eyes closed.
I've been driving drunk for years. Yeah, I can see it's like because I'm sure this person didn't know that like in normal laws that would be considered a vehicle. Like,
Right.
Even though it doesn't have a motor, it's not a motor vehicle. It's still a vehicle.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated, not a motor vehicle. But yeah, man, that's still gonna get you arrested. He was treated at the scene for some minor
Especially if you
injuries
hit a cop
as well.
car. If he doesn't hit in a cop car, I think they let him go.
Yeah, if he had just gotten pulled, I mean, he's probably still going to get booked and taken downtown for public intoxication or something. Because, like I said, this is a 21-year-old.
Not in public. I'm in my carriage.
This is my carriage. These are my horses.
My
they
carriage.
already know how drunk I am. I'm not in public. But yeah, it's just me and the horses.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he probably just didn't know. It was like a 21-year-old. It probably somebody out there who was on Rumspringa, getting out there to sow those wild oats, and sowed a little too much and got to go right back to jail for the night. And it's a good story for him, though. That's a good story for an Amish kid.
That's a hell of a story.
That's a good story for anybody. If you get pulled over drunk while operating a horse and buggy.
I spring up, dude. Listen, I got a DUI before I got a license.
Yeah, I got fucking DUI without even a car, bro.
I didn't even have a car.
The horses got.
I don't know why they turned into like these California surfer.
Yeah, because
dudes.
that's what they do. They all go out. They watch one episode of MTV something, and that's how they all start talking for a week. They're like, "Oh my god, bro, it's so cool, bro! Like, brother, it's so cool."
Like Mordecai and Rigby from the regular show.
Yeah, they're trying to talk like fucking anybody they saw on American TV for 5 days. But yeah, poor guy, man. What you got? Hey guys, got that one time. He got to have some fun. He fucking got snatched away from him. I bet those horses got off scot free. I wonder if the horses got charged. That's always a fun thing. It's
what
like
a double standard.
Because it's like they have to call a tow truck to bring the car back. It's like, I wonder who the police had to call. It's like, animal control? Who do we?
No,
it's like
I'm sure they were able to find his family. It's the one Amish family,
the Amish community. I'm sure
the Amish community.
I bet the Amish guy was probably even just like, they can get back on their own. They know the way. Yeah, they just start going. They'll get back on their own. Right. Don't worry about them. I don't want to pay the tow truck.
Right. Turn on their lights. It's got little flashing lights.
Got blinkers on the back.
They really should have something like that.
Yeah, buggies need hazard lights.
There was this guy that I knew. I was going to say the town, but there was this guy I knew growing up who rode horse and buggy like miles down the road to the store for a long time, and he would like take it. Like he lived pretty good ways out the city limits. I'd say at least 5 to 7 miles outside of any type of dense city, and he would ride this horse and buggy in to town, and even on like busy streets, like 5-lane streets, he'd be out there just that horse and buggy with like a caution triangle.
Yeah,
and I'm like, there's idiots out here,
dude. I know
idiots out here, and he ended up getting hit. Mm-hmm. Like, long story short, he ended up getting hit by somebody on a 5-lane road, one of the main roads that run through town. Somebody just rear-ended him, just didn't even see him, probably on their phone or some shit, and nearly killed him. And he was never able to like ride horses or do that ever again. He was already an older guy.
Oh yeah, this wasn't that fun. This 21-year-old, this was his only means of transportation.
Right.
We had a guy like that near my high school. He actually rode a little buggy with donkeys, and but it was like the road that my high school was on. So who's driving that road? High schoolers every day coming and going from school. They're all late, and they're all trying to get back home as fast as can. Like, exactly. And this guy's just with 2 donkeys, not even horses, 2 little donkeys on this little like 1-person carriage. Yeah. He liked to just take them out for a stroll.
Yep.
And like every single time I drive by, like you would think that man's gonna get fucked up one day. These college kids, these high school kids are gonna tear
You're going so slow, dude.
But yeah, we're gonna like this Amish guy. He got his little one time of freedom. We'll see what happens next time.
Right.
See how you handle your alcohol next time, brother.
Seriously.
But we're going to talk about our last story for the week.
One more?
We got one more, guys.
All right.
And we're going to go really far across the pond to Cambodia this time.
Cambodia?
The jungles of Cambodia.
Damn.
But
we've never had a Cambodia case.
We've never had a Cambodia case.
Not that I can think of.
But right now, Cambodia environmental officials are having a problem, and they're having to plead with tourists and other passerbys to stop picking our carnivorous penis plants, please. Yes, you heard me.
Carnivorous.
Carnivorous penis plants.
Wow.
The cinch.
So they eat meat?
They don't. No, they don't
eat other plants.
They don't. Yeah, they eat insects. Like it's like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a carnivorous penis plant. Like it only eats penises. It doesn't just. It's not like just a dick eating plant.
Oh, okay.
But it just looks.
At first sound.
I mean, it's a questionable title. But in the picture in the article we'll link below, you can see what these things look like standing straight and wonderfully erect.
They are
standing to greet the sun. To greet the sun.
Yeah.
Circumcised, I'll tell them that.
Yeah.
But the Cambodian government has recently had to ask people to stop picking a rare carnivorous plant. That when viewed from a certain angle...
The flies are getting insane. Stop picking these dicks.
Stop taking these dicks. We need these dicks. They look a lot like human genitalia from a certain angle. Yeah, from pretty much all angles. I'm telling you, that's
most
a
of
little,
the angles.
Most of the angles. They shared a Facebook image of 3 women snatching up pitcher plants and posing with them, and the ministry officials have requested that members of the public leave the rare plants alone. What they are doing is wrong, and please don't do it again in the future, the Ministry of Environment wrote on May 11th. Thank you for loving nature and its resources, but don't harvest so it goes to waste. The website says, please, if you want to come take pictures, take selfies, take all the videos you want of them. We understand everyone loves a good dick pic, but just don't pick the dick. Right. Leave the dick for the pic, but don't pick the dick.
Oh, there's like a slogan there.
There is.
You got a slogan there. And
someone, come on. Cambodia, let's talk. I will give you guys some good material.
There we go.
We got some slogans.
Hey, yeah.
Take a pic of the dick, but don't pick the dick.
Maybe we'll make it a sticker.
Yeah, we'll send you guys a sticker.
Send it to them.
Send you guys a patch of the month.
There we go.
Pick the dick, but don't. Take a pic of the dick, but don't pick the dick.
We ain't spending that much on them.
Just a one-time only.
Yeah, there's a slight chance they use this.
But yeah, this is a. I'm probably going to butcher this, the actual name of the plant.
Yeah.
But the in Holdeni Bokenris. Yeah. Far more accessible. Phantom Boker. This is the southwestern Cambodia, the Cardamom Mountains. That one I can pronounce. Cardamom. I know that.
There you go.
But yeah, these are like a Venus flytrap. These things, they have a like.
We need more fly-eating plants.
It looks like
honestly,
the head of the dick plant can open up, and there's lots of like nectar and stuff in there. The flies will go in, and other bees, and then it kind of closes on top of them. And
like surprise, death dome,
surprise, motherfucker! You picked the wrong dick.
Like I say, we need more plants. that eat flies around here. Seriously.
The senior officials of the ministry have asked tourists not to pick the Bochronesis and the Inholdeni because the activity could drive the plants to extinction. They're actually a very rare plant. These plants only survive in low nutrient soils, and they supplement their diets with live insects.
See, this is the kind of stuff that social media really fucks up.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise enough people wouldn't even know about this. And here we are spreading more word. Now people, if there is anybody in Cambodia, they're like, oh, where is this? I know, give me one of these.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
please come see them. Come take pictures. Do touristy things. Just don't actually pick them. Don't cut them down. Don't harvest them because they are like an endangered species of plants. But that's what they don't grow around a lot of other places because they need very low nutrient soils, which we have pretty good fertile soil around here. And you would think in some areas of Cambodia it'd be pretty fertile too, but this area right here, they supplement their nutrients with insects and bugs and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, I wish we had more of those things around here. If the South could have some fucking insect-eating plants,
that'd be great, man. Can we get like a skeeter eater, something like that? What we need.
We need some good dick plants over here to eat these bugs.
Eat the mosquitoes, please.
Eat whatever you can. But these things they're very fun to look at. Please come look at them, but don't pick them. Well, I'll say it again. I'll say it 1,000 times. Take a pic of the dick. Just don't pick the dick. Guys.
Perfect. That is the perfect way to end the show.
And that's what we're going to leave you with.
That's where we're going to leave you.
Keep that in your mind all day, all week. Take a pic of the dick, but don't pick the dick.
Boom. And be strange. And don't be strangers. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, that too. Bye, guys. I watched Airplane in middle school in band class, and that shows titties.
You hush your mouth, boy.